Google and Facebook are at this war in terms of attention on the web. And so if Google can keep people on the search engine results page, they win. If Google can keep people on the search engine results page, they win. So they built this thing called AMP, and you basically never leave the search engine. You're just there, and you can swipe through, swipe up, swipe down, get more articles and more stories. It's got this little representation or icon of a lightning bolt on mobile, so you'll see it. If you type any news article or anything, you have to have the schema representation, and then you can AMP it. And so now the whole entire article pops up right in the search engine. It loads in like under a second. It's super slick, super fast. So bing, latest and greatest news, Google is now doing stories. So if you're a branded publisher, you can do a story AMP representation, which has a video experience embedded right into the search engine result page.
Are we talking the same stories that are on Instagram and Snapchat and Facebook?
Absolutely. So like a short snippet of a video or a nice little representation, a few images, some information, some textual content that tells a story about what's happening that day. Highly produced. It's a quick snippet in kind of a rich media, video, audio, text format.
How do you get your story into Google?
Yeah, it's actually a tough process. You have to be a blessed and certified publisher. It takes a while to do that. So you can't be an e-commerce store to do that. You have to have a certain level of users and audience and a search engine page rank to actually get a publisher denotation. And then you can have your articles in the AMP header. But AMP is also good for commerce. So the commerce is having higher results within shopping as well as in the search engine results.
I thought you said that you had to be a publisher to get AMP. How do you get it as a commerce?
Yeah, it's a different process, it's a different schema type. You can't do the story, but if you're e-commerce, there's a different schema type for products. A product page has a rich snippet, has a schema.org schema type.
Okay, only publishers do stories.
Do stories.
But AMP are just these mobile web pages that load super fast.
Super fast. Like, I mean, there's nothing faster than Google, and Google like caches it for you. Now, a lot of people complain about them stealing the web, but if you want higher search results, you just gotta do it. Do it.
Inside your AMP page, put some advertising.
Absolutely. You could have calls to action, you can have different designs. So think of it as like a short little snippet and landing page that brings them to the next step. So if you think about a sales funnel and intent ladder, clicking on the AMP is one piece of intent. They come to your page, they click on the next button that's even more intent. Then now once they click on that next button or your call to action in that page, then you can start tracking them and doing your normal things, retargeting and targeting along those lines. You'll get more traffic, but you have to funnel it a little bit more thoughtfully.
That sounds like a higher quality experience for the consumer.
Absolutely.
Thoughtful funneling.
It is, it really is. But the coolest thing is the thing that just got released.
What's that?
Podcast, rich snippet. And what's even more interesting, if you do the schema representation for a podcast, it embeds itself into the core of Google Home and Google Actions.
Google Home.
Yeah. So on Alpha Voice, what we do is we take your podcast and we promote it for Alexa, Amazon Echo, Fire TV. And now we're releasing today, as of this video, we'll turn it into Google AMP and it's automatically embedded rich snippet into Google Home.